Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. LW Red could take it all here. The Overwatch Intel Extreme Masters Invitational could well be there. Someone nobody really would have guessed, looking at the changes, looking at the team suggested coming into this one. Lunatic High, honestly, I would say big favorites probably coming into this one overall. Certainly fan favorites, no doubt about that one coming into this tournament. Finding themselves in real trouble here on the defense.
They're doing it again. They're going to do it again. They're
Yes,
all
they
emote
are.
around those phrases. I want to bring up a talking point since we have a little bit of time here before we do kick this off. The fact that we talked about like the double DPS comps that LW Red can do, the Tracer play with the Zenyatta, it takes a lot more synergy and mechanical skill across the team to meld well together to pull something like that off. If you play quad tank or triple tank, it's a lot easier to make mistakes and get away with them than it is with double DPS.
It's an easier comp to play.
It is. It is. It's 100% easier to play. Obviously, when you play triple quad tank, you have to be really communicative to your team to pick off the right targets because you don't necessarily have the long-range damage you would hope for out of like a soldier, out of a tracer, whatever. So it's a lot easier to play, yes. But LW Red, I think, are just proving in general, like, even though there's 5 members of blue and 1 members of red, are to be the stronger team.
And this is a map that, you know, Lunatic High, in my opinion, performed very, very well on back at APAC. And that's a long time ago, and a lot has changed since then, but they had a very good understanding of how Route 66 works here. We'll see if that manifests now as they approach on the attacking side. It's Lunatic High in the red.
Eska trying to whittle down that shield already. You can see Janus, the cracks already appeared. Salbiobi this time not on the Tracer, not going for that flank, on the Hog once again to land those hooks, and it could be important ones as he lands straight away on Dean.
What do you do after that? You've lost your Anna in the fight, and now the rest of the fight continues. LW Red just going to press forward here, and this is very, very straightforward off the edge.
Okay.
Miro knew he'd lost the fight there, so actually getting a 1-for-1 trade is very beneficial for him. Jayhong going to throw himself over there, but not too bad for Miro to get something out of essentially nothing.
I love seeing plays like that. I think we were watching yesterday just saying, man up and charge someone off the map.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Who cares if you lose the map? You'll be a hero in my eyes.
We can spawn closer as attackers here, so 1-for-1s are totally acceptable.
It is. It definitely is. And Jonas was able to get back. I think Gambler actually taxed him back to the front line to help him out. So they're pretty much exactly where they were before. Luna off to the side. He's staying away from his team because he knows if they do engage on the top side, it's going to be Jayhong to get in the midst of them. And when he uses the defense features, he can mitigate a lot of healing. Look at that. Nanahana played on the high ground perfectly.
Well, Salbiobi that started things off last time, landing the hook on Dean. This time he's going to be working down. Nanahana gets the easy kill on Miro. That's going to be a second on towards Eska. There's a third, and that is just collecting kill count after kill count. Lunatic High dropping once again.
Okay, so now Lunatic High, in my opinion, are almost in the same position that AF Blue were. What are you going to do about the high ground control? What are you going to do about the 76? Are you just going to go for a hook? Are you going to trust Litation to do it all himself? How's Rujahong going to factor into that equation? Because right there, we just saw Nanahana being given space, and he gets 3 kills immediately. But that bit of a misstep there. He was caught out by Eska.
Well, Eska's pushing on round, and there is a big ult advantage in favor of LW Red at the moment, but the payload staying pretty stagnant just under big Earls. So
they're scared of Sabiobi on the high ground because you have Miro pushed up this far. You don't have the shield to protect anyone from getting hooked. That's where you're seeing Dean get in Earl's gas station just to be protected.
Attack Visor not really netting any result there for Eska, so he's been forced back. There's the Earth Shatter from Miro though. He's managed to collect himself Janus, gets around the side there. Salbiobi's the one that goes down, but Nanahana once again untouched up on high. Doesn't even need to use that ult. He's just going to force it back again.
Miro takes a big risk there by channeling that Earth Shatter while he's being knocked away with a whole hog, because you can't guarantee that you're actually going to be able to get that one down and catch everyone. You're being forced back, so the edge of that cone is getting further and further away from the enemy team. And it's telegraphed because it takes longer for you to hit the ground. You hear the sound cue, and then immediately there was enough time for Janus to put the shield down and at least stop himself from falling.
I really want to see Lunatic High switch things up here, actually. Try to go for the really aggressive composition. Get the Winston, get the Diva in there, get some potential Genji action if you're able to pull this one off. Adaptation, because this isn't working. And Nanahana is just not being disrupted. He has so much free room to move, free room to attack on the high ground, and Sabiobi, this hook's just coming through, catching up targets left and right. You have to change something up. You have 50 seconds left. Your whole tournament life is put onto this map.
Biotic Grenade going down. Is it going to be enough to keep them alive? The sound barrier being used as well. You can see Lunatic High just using everything just to survive in the corner.
Well,
that's going to be a good self-destruct though. Janus though blocks it off with the shield nicely. Just exactly what he needs. Now Lunatic High, they're getting the payload shifting, but there's not a great deal they can do. Another self-destruct comes down, this time from Miko. Doesn't catch anyone. Lunatic High back themselves away around the corner. There's only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, that's right. You can see Esker trying to make a difference here, but Litation forced to save Yolbi, and Nanohana has space to work. Again, never give this guy the opportunity now, the capacity to do things like this. Dean's going to be cut down now as well. Shadow doesn't connect around the corner. Nanohana was there, but still, Miro swinging the hammer. That's a huge play from him. Esker gets back in time now to keep the payload moving along.
Somehow they get saved from that one. Lunatic has no reason to actually take this checkpoint with how this has actually happened. Gambler's still stalling on this high ground. He's buying some time. But LW Red, are they going to get here in time? Gambler's going to fall down. I don't know if they're actually going to cross the line. Looks like they will. Got hyped up for nothing. But yeah, Miro, really big saver there. Like, Nanohana, we saw in that fight, he was not being attacked. He was getting so much free space. He killed Dean from above, and finally Miro's like, oh, I have to actually do something about you. And that's just something that AF Blue struggled on against yesterday when they played Lunatic High and watched
I
Gibraltar.
honestly feel that Lunatic High took that by simply a mistake from Eldred
They
Red.
would've-
Not by Lunatic High playing well.
Not even that. They just went 1 for 1, or even less than that. But they won the fight because they were spawned closer. That was the only reason why. It's very, very hard for LW Red to actually hold out in that situation.
Well, tactical visor coming out from Nanohana once again. So you're going to try and force them back. There's only a minute on the clock, but he's already been chased down. This time he gets forced out of there. That could work out well. Esker, though, hooked straight in by Salviobi on the flank once again. He'd already picked off Miro just before that. So Salviobi making some serious work here. And Lunatic High, they're in trouble until Taejun manages to get a hook back.
That second hesitation, actually, because he's like, I really want to shoot you, but I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to reload and get healed up before
he
that.
positioned himself to block that, or to try and block the anti-healing coming in from Dean there as well, putting his body in the way. But then that caused him to get hooked in by Litation.
Yeah, well, you can see the payload making its way around, and despite Lunatic High struggling early on, they've made themselves some pretty heavy ground
20
already
seconds.
with just a minute to go. 20 seconds to keep alive. You can see the nano boost ready and waiting to go. Launches it on. It went on to Miko. Boops one off the side, but he's not going to get the kill. Now he's got self-destruct, but it doesn't matter when he gets hooked in like that. He can launch the self-destruct around the side. Drops off the tac visor on Esker, and it's going to prevent Esker from doing a great deal of damage. He's going to have to get himself the poetic field, try and keep himself alive, but does nothing with his ult.
He's just distracting him.
Yeah.
Perfect stuff from Mecha there as well. He shuts down Esker. He had the tac visor. They could have made all the difference, but now self-destruct's going to go up there. Sabiobi's doing work on the ground. He gets another one here. Definitely the boss hog in this fight.
Well, cleared off. Overtime is going to be all that's left, and that is going to be Lunatic High making a very, very minute distance, in all honesty, on Route 66.
So Meko there, how important that was for him and his team was he just stood, and not only Esker's face, but Dean's face, who's just becoming a disruption. And when you have Dean, who's hoping to be able to sit back, free heal the entire time, you throw him off completely. The front line gets thrown off then. When you have Miro, who is so dependent on an Ana player with his play style, you eliminate the threat of that. And then he forced Esker to be knocked off the high ground, to have to drop down with his tactical visor, then to be attacked from the backside, then Dean has to focus healing him, and then the tanks fall down. It's a snowball that you can't recover from.
On his own, Meko forced Dean to biotic grenade himself just to stay alive. He forced Esker to biotic field himself to stay alive. And I believe he forced a sound barrier out as well at the time, because Lunatic High were worried about losing those key players. So just that one play forced 3 game-changing abilities out.
Thank you, LW Red. They saw what Lunatic High really struggled with. They're switching things up again. They're playing the double DPS comp. They're playing their really
This
aggressive
is as
in your
dive
face.
as you can get in Overwatch.
the dive,
Okay, to be
yeah.
fair, you could switch Luna like over to Pharah and then maybe even more divey, or Zarya and help out the team if you want to go that kind of route. No, yeah, this is going to be disgusting, and this is pretty much eliminating the threat of Esker. I feel like the fact that you're always in his face, he doesn't give him the free reign that Nanohana had, and we're again seeing Lunatic High switch things up. So on the defense, it looks like they want to put Jae-Hong on the Ana, because he's a little bit more attuned to playing these high-pressure situations when people could be jumping in his face. And then, of course, you see Dean can be back onto the Zarya. So we talked about this on Hollywood, where we saw Jae-Hong go Zarya, and Dean was actually playing Ana. Well, we know Dean is fantastic Zarya play. He was, he's not technically is anymore, the main Zarya player for the team.
Where's the 2-2-2 once again for Red, and Lunatic High just seems to be confused and like this shouldn't be working against us, but it is.
I mean, that's the problem, is that Nanohana and Sabiobi individually are making a big difference. We've seen time and time again teams try and play this comp and not work. In fact, Lunatic High tried something similar. They put Toby on the Tracer there as well and tried to have some dive. It just didn't look remotely as good. They even had Taejun on Genji, I think, on Hollywood on their attack. They soon switched. The difference here is LW Red's ability to use this comp more effectively.
Well, I like what you said, Mitch. Like, it's a lazy comp if you run like the 3-4 tanks. It can be lazy, because when you run this double DPS, this 2-2-2 setup of being really aggressive, any slight mistake you make, or anyone on your team makes, will cause the downfall of you, and LW Red are just proving to be the better team.
It's
at the
higher
moment.
risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Well, Salviobi is already going himself around the side, and Taejun forced once again to be on Selby Overwatch just around the back there. So what we saw obviously earlier on for Selby Obi with his own hooks from on top, he had no pressure at all. We're already seeing the pressure
That's
out
not
of
good.
position. And they're already forced to drop down, and this is just going wrong already. LW Red pusher, there's going to be Tajan going down. Luna pushes through.
He misses 2 hooks and then gets caught out there. Not ideal. Even the Bite Grenade dumped on him there as well to try and keep him alive, but it wasn't going to be enough. Now Nanohana pushing forward. You're giving these 2 space. You're giving these artisans of their craft all the tools they need to bring about your demise. It's Save Yolby and Nanohana ripping shreds off Lunatic High, and they're going to be pushing very closely to that first checkpoint.
The focus fire out of them is just insane. They're going to get this checkpoint pretty much with no contest, I feel like, because Giannis just going to block them off. Actually, they are going to group up. They're going to have to go for it here because there's so much time on the board. They have to eliminate some of this, and the question is, will they really have an opportunity to? Because they're still being forced back.
Yeah, they've got to be careful. They've got to realize that possibly there could have been a pulse bomb facing them. It did get launched out there. It doesn't manage to catch anything, but they will have to challenge it out. But it's a real lackluster effort, and you can see they're just getting cut to shreds by Nanohana as they push on through. Miko finds himself one. The primal range Ramiro, that's about all they got. All they've got to try and just buy themselves as much time as possible. You can see the 72-meter mark on the clock. That is all LW Red need to win the Intel Extreme Masters.
So, Lunatic High, they pretty much just experience exactly what Rogue experienced. When you're in a tight place with the Dragon Blade available, you're not going to escape this one, and they're falling one by one. They're going to have the chance to contest this, but the problem is LW Red are just stomping all over this game. They're getting in the minds of Lunatic High.
They're in the spawn point right now. They're completely in their faces. Miko goes heavy, and of course that's what you can do when you have the Winston, the Tracer, the I can't even remember, the Diva. There we go. That's why I can't remember Diva. It's been all over the place. That's just the pressure they're applying, and it's working so well.
Lunatic aren't being allowed to settle right now, and the fact is that Janus even has a Primal Rage, who's going to make it even harder for them to set up on that high ground. They've even got a sound barrier here. And Lunatic High, Litation forced to switch to Tracer. He's now had to reset his ultimate here, and Nanohana's close to another Dragon Blade. We know what that can do. LW Red are so close to their goal. Their first land victory. Sound barrier comes out for Lunatic High.
Sound barrier from both teams going to go down, but Toby's already been picked off around the side. Nanohana and Selby Obi are just too much for Lunatic High to handle right now. The Primal Range Ramiro, it's about all they've got once again, but the Transcendence is a simple reply from Luna, and he's going to get nothing but simple stall out time for the rest of his team to come around. Look at the time, 2 minutes 40 to reach, what, 2 meters, 3 meters at max. Lunatic High are in no man's land right now.
That's right, and they're 1 by 1 on towards the point. Tajan getting tucked down by Luna. They're sitting over on the payload here. LW Red are inches away from their first land victory, and they've done it! LW Red, should I say, have taken the Intel Extreme Masters Overwatch Gyeonggi Invitational. They know how to play the current meta far better than Lunatic High. Playing the Genji and the Tracer so well, there's nothing that Lunatic High could do.
My question is now for you two, and for everyone out there watching, are we going to see LW Blue change rosters? Like, I see Nanohana and Saviobi just play together, playing the